Good morning, and welcome to the sixth of our 2020 webinars featuring Wish kids, Wish alums, and Wish families, and folks that can provide some insight into Make-A-Wish and the impact that we have on sick children and their families. I'm Richard Kelly, the COO of Make-A-Wish of Southern Florida, and I'm happy to be back moderating this discussion today. Unfortunately, while right now we have some wishes on hold due to COVID-19, hope for the future is still essential, and we will, with your help, be ready to grant the remainder of those wishes when it's safe to do so. Our theme today is Wish Kids Who Give Back. We have many of our Wish kids and families who have become volunteers, donors, and supporters, and our guests today are the perfect examples of those who selflessly think of others during their Wish experience and beyond. So let's get to our guests. Vanessa has a love for the environment and helping others, so when choosing what her wish would be, improving the environment was a common theme. An internet search led her to the great work that 4Ocean was doing for the planet, so she decided to join them in their efforts for a weekend last summer. She's here to share that experience and why she chose something not just for herself, but for others. Vanessa is here with her parents today. During treatment for retinoblastoma, Kinsley was confined to her home and was looking for a fun, safe activity to do. She took to baking. She baked cookies for her family, for her friends, her neighbors. She and her family eventually started selling those cookies and decided the profits would be donated to help other youngsters just like her who are fighting cancer. They've done so much great work for the little fighters and recently pledged a significant gift to Make-A-Wish. Kinsley and her dad Adam are here to tell us about her wish to go on a Disney cruise and all the great work that Kinsley's Cookie Cart is doing for others. Welcome, everybody. Before we get started, I'd just like to remind you that if you have any questions for any of us, type them in the Q&A section at the bottom of your screen. We'll try to answer as many of them throughout today's session. So Kinsley and Adam, let's start with you. So let's talk about, can we just talk about Kinsley's journey, prior to her wish and just kind of what she was going through and how you learned of her diagnosis and the treatment that led up to her, prior to her wish.
Yeah, it all started for us back in December 2019 when she had redness in her eye, and we thought it was just a typical case of pink eye, and took her to the pediatrician, and they gave her some drops, and a week later that never went away. So we ended up taking her to a local ophthalmologist to get a second opinion, where we learned that she actually had a detached retina, and at that point we weren't sure whether it was the result of trauma to the eye or a tumor. And after seeing multiple physicians, we ended up making our way down to Miami, where she was diagnosed with retinoblastoma. She had an advanced stage tumor in her right eye. And, at that point, that's when our journey began, to get her the best treatment option we could. And she spent the next 6 months going through chemotherapy treatment, and also had her right eye nucleated to remove that tumor from her body.
And then it came time for her to decide on a wish. And I know you guys are cruisers and you're Disney people, so it seemed logical to us, but tell us about the process for her.
Yeah, that was, Make-A-Wish was brought to our attention. We were always big supporters of Make-A-Wish, but we never thought we would be on this side of Make-A-Wish. And we were at Nicholas Children's Hospital in Miami, and one of the child life specialists had mentioned that, wanted to see if Kinsley wanted to have a wish granted. And so we went through the whole process, and they asked Kinsley what she wanted to do. And, and again, she enjoyed cruising, and she enjoyed Mickey and Minnie, of course. And so that's how she made the decision to do a Disney cruise.
So tell us what that vacation was like. I know you had some extra family members that joined you on the cruise. What was that like?
Yeah, it was amazing to be able to spend time together as a family, and focus on just having fun. And you can see, here that, she always says her slides were one of the favorite things that she remembers on that cruise. But to be able to spend time focusing on just having a good time, enjoying time together as a family, and not focusing on, when the next blood draw was going to be, when the next treatment was going to be, how many more days we were going to have to stay in the hospital. It was just you know, just an amazing thing to watch her light up, but also the impact that it had on our family as well.
Kinsley, tell us about your favorite part of the cruise.
My favorite thing on this, it was the slides.
The slides. We saw how much fun you were having on the slides. What about to eat? I heard that there was a certain frozen treat that you liked a lot, and you had access to it all the time.
I like ice cream.
That's pretty cool about cruises, eating ice cream all the time. Adam, what did you see in Kinsley's eyes during that cruise that maybe you didn't see while she was undergoing treatment or while she was particularly sick?
Yeah, it was just you know, it was a whole new light for her to, you know, we really, the past 6 months to see her, you know, the pain that she went through, going through treatment and in the hospital. And, you know, although she did very well, and, you know, she showed a lot of courage throughout that. It was still, you know, long days in the hospital. And, you know, the number of blood draws that were, you know, she had to, appointments that she had to go to, you know, every week. And so just to see her be able to, you know, not only enjoy ice cream at 10 o'clock in the morning, but also to be able to run around the ship with her brother and meet the Disney, you know, characters and the princesses and everything. You know, it was just, you know, just a lot of joy for us to be able to experience that with her.
Disney's such a great partner of ours, and they take care of our Wish family. So that was emblematic of what they do for our Wish kids. So I'm not surprised there, and glad you had such a great time. So Vanessa, let's talk about you. Tell us a little bit about your journey prior to Make-A-Wish coming into your life. You know, how was your health leading up to that, and then ultimately what led you to picking your wish?
You want to start?
You're gonna start.
So, you know, for us, it started December 2018. She had a cyst, well, which we thought was a cyst, and after seeing multiple specialists, it was then confirmed that it was cancer. So this is prior to Christmas. So I guess, you know, from then on, our lives have changed. So from December up until actually going to Florida in July of last year, she was in treatment, multiple type of treatments. And one day we were at the hospital, and they told us about Make-A-Wish. Or she didn't think she would be, you know, she would get it, given that she just turned 18. So it was really a surprise, and it's something that you don't think about when you're going through the treatment. And that's when we met, you know, your chapter here in Quebec, and came to our house, met the whole family, and that's when she was granted her wish. So did you want to talk about why you chose
for Ocean?
For Ocean?
I've always, like, I don't know why, like, when I choose to make my wish, it was always something about not me, but like helping everyone. So especially like something about For Oceans, like touching the environment, and like it doesn't only have an impact on today, it's gonna have an impact like on later on in the future. So just like to help pretty much everyone, like that's it.
And you knew about For Ocean through
Instagram,
social media.
So Dad, I remember during Vanessa's wish, you told me, you know, I asked you why she chose this wish, and you said that's just the kind of person that she is, a very much a giving person, not a taking person. You know, a lot of kids and young adults are giving people, but when they get their one shot at a wish, they take it for themselves. But she decided to do a little bit of both. You know, so what does that tell you and us about Vanessa?
Vanessa has been pretty amazing since day one. Sorry, I'm getting emotional.
okay.
I always do when I talk about this. She's always been the kind of girl that she gives, and all her wishes was about giving back. When we spoke here in Quebec about granting her wish. None of her wishes was about her, was always about giving. And since she's young, she's always thinking about other people and how she can help them and how she can make a difference in their lives. And it's so funny that at that time of her life, that it was really hard for all of us, that she didn't come up with something that was about her or something that was about her doing something for herself, but it was give back to the community, give back to the world. And two of her wishes was, one was to go clean the water, or be able to build something to bring water to in Africa, in a country in Africa. And the other one was with the four oceans. So yeah, it was pretty good. It's just who she is as a person. She grew up like that. She was like that when she was a kid, and in such an important moment of her life, she was able to reach back again, to reach inside of her and to give back to others.
That's amazing. So you choose to help Four Ocean clean the ocean. You find them on social media, on the internet. We hooked up with them here in South Florida. And so Vanessa, tell me about your wish experience. It was more than just one day, and it was more than just cleaning the ocean. There was, they put you through a lot of different things, and they showed you a lot of different aspects of their operation.
So the experience was like, it was like breathtaking. Yeah, okay, I'm like getting mixed up with my French and English. But yeah, it was like amazing, like to see like everything that they do and the amount of trash to come out like out of the water and the reefs, and just to experience like what they do like on a daily basis, like with their crew. So it was like amazing. We went to see their headquarters. Yeah, the headquarters. The warehouse, like what they get when they get like the pound of trashes, and like then to build like into bracelets or like phone cases, water bottles, you name it. So.
And also they showed us all the tools that developed to get that trash from the water. Mm-hmm. They have different tools and different machinery that they use to make a difference, especially for you guys in Florida, Bali, IT, and they were looking in some countries in Asia as well to develop towards those countries. So it was pretty amazing to see what they do in IT in Bali, what they do also in Florida for the environment. So it was a great experience.
Yeah, it was.
And I know, Vanessa, you told me that you were impressed by how much stuff was coming out of the water and off of that little island that we just saw you picking up. So, you know, so what were your impressions as you were going through that? You know, you guys are in Canada, not near an ocean. So I don't know if what the expectation was for how much you were going to be cleaning up in that period of time.
Well, I think like we all take things like for granted, like recycling and like just throwing things like in the garbage. So I didn't think there would be like as much trash like in the water, because it's an everyday thing. Like you put away things like in recycle bins or like in your trash cans or like those type of stuff. But just to see the amount of things in the water, it's like crazy. Like, okay, so people really don't put their things away. Like they just throw it like pretty much everywhere where they want. So it's like, yeah.
And this is the first wish that we do with Four Ocean, and they really embraced you. We saw the T-shirts that Four Ocean is for. Vanessa, I think you two guys have the T-shirts on today. You know, what would you say to those people that not only work for Four Ocean, that they're actively involved, but for the people that support them? There's quite a few of them here in Florida.
What would you say to the people that support Four Ocean? Qui les supporte Four Ocean. So I think that, and we were just talking about it. I think here in our small community, in Montreal, I think Vanessa became for us the four ocean person. So a lot of, I think it's an awareness for four ocean, but also the awareness of what exactly they do and where the profits from selling the bracelets and all that is helping the environment.
Well, we do have a video, Vanessa, that we Four Ocean wanted to surprise you with. We're going to go ahead and play that now from one of the guys that was on the ship, actually, or the boat.
Good morning, guys. This is Alex Schultz, the co-founder and CEO of Four Ocean. So sorry that I can't be with you guys on the Zoom call this morning, but we're out on the boat doing a cleanup, and I won't be able to call in to the Zoom. So a little bit about Four Ocean. Four Ocean is an ocean cleanup company that's mission is to end the ocean plastic crisis. We sell products online, and for every single product sold, we remove 1 pound of trash from the ocean. Recently, we were able to take Vanessa and her family out for Make-A-Wish, and I gotta say that I'm incredibly stoked to be able to be a part of this. You know, we had such an amazing day. Vanessa and her whole entire family are just absolute rock stars. We had such a great time getting on the water, pulling up plastic. We were able to take them to our headquarters and get to meet the entire team at Four Ocean. And I think it's just amazing being able to be a part of something like this and really just get Vanessa on the water, have her pick up some plastic, see firsthand what our captains and crews do on a daily basis. And it was just an amazing experience. So incredibly stoked on it and super, super happy what we were able to do. And Vanessa, hope you're doing well, and then we'll talk to you guys soon. But hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's awesome. I'd say they pretty much embraced you and embraced the experience and being part of a wish. How does that make you feel, Vanessa?
I'm like speechless. I don't know. It's really fun. I don't know. I have no words.
They've been pretty incredible through the whole experience. That when we got to their headquarters, to have the entire staff stopped to meet with Vanessa, to take a picture with her, that everything they showed her how it works from a pound by pound to all the social network, how they transform the plastic. They were so generous of their time and of their knowledge that I think it's definitely Four Oceans, definitely part of our families. That's our family here, are all the families that Vanessa touched, because we have a lot of friends, friends of friends, that they became very close to Four Oceans, and they embrace the product, they embrace different ways of life. Vanessa, she's pretty shy to talk about it, but you know, like certain things like making difference with in restaurants with straws, and she doesn't use a regular toothbrush anymore.
Yeah,
she uses a bamboo toothbrush. So these little things that she shares with people around her, and that actually is making the difference in other people's lives. You know, when you have friends that they tell us that I'm not using a regular toothbrush now because of Vanessa, I'm using a bamboo toothbrush, or I'm carrying my own bamboo stencils to the restaurant instead of picking up a plastic. So these are little things that they definitely make a difference for our environment, and it's sure that actually she made that difference in their lives. You know, she doesn't talk about it much. She's pretty shy about it, but she knows that she's been having an impact on everyone around her.
A true symbol of wishes that give back. That's incredible. So Adam and Kinsley, we'll go back to you. So let's talk about Kinsley's cookie cart. You know, so I briefly touched on it when we started, that Kinsley was a cookie baking fiend during treatment when she wasn't able to go outdoors. But the cookies became overwhelming for you guys, and So that birthed Kinsley's Cookie Cart, but just can you walk us through from your perspective how that began and sort of what your mission is with the nonprofit and what you've done, what you've committed to for Make-A-Wish?
Yeah, so Kinsleys Cookie Cart really began before she was even finished with active treatment. And as you mentioned, we spent a lot of time baking cookies, and we got to the point where we said we need to get these cookies out of the house, and we ended up packaging them up and passing them out to our neighbors and friends and family. And there was that one day that she asked me if I would build her a cookie cart so that she could sell her cookies to help other kids in the hospital. And really that was basically the turning point for us. And Kim and I, just said this is a much bigger vehicle to be able to help other families and other kids that are going through these difficult times. So to her, she wanted to sell cookies to be able to help those kids in the hospital. She would always see other kids, on the oncology floor. And that's really where Kinsleys Cookie Cart started from. So I built her a cookie cart, and she, at that point, we continued making cookies and started the nonprofit with really the mission of helping to fund not only pediatric cancer research, but also to be able to help those families and other little warriors that were in the active fight, just like we were a little over a year ago. And in part of that, we've always had the goal to be able to work with other great foundations and organizations like Make-A-Wish, and that's where we're at today.
We had a question come in for the audience that said, Kinsley, what's your favorite type of cookie to either make or eat?
Chocolate chip cookies.
I'm with you. Chocolate chip is it's a runaway the best cookie. So that's your favorite to make and to eat? What's second place?
Sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies. Okay, interesting. So Adam, tell us about the commitment that you have made to Make-A-Wish and how it's already bearing fruit.
Yeah, earlier this year, back in February, we ended up, we asked Kinsley, we knew we wanted to be able to give back and knew the impact that Make-A-Wish had on our family and had on Kinsley. And we asked Kinsley how many wishes she would like to grant this year to help other little warriors. And she looked at us and said, well, I'm 6 years old, so let's do 6. So we set a goal at the beginning of this year to be able to sponsor 6 wishes for other little warriors. And to date, she's already raised enough money for 4 wishes. So she passed that halfway mark just the past couple of weeks here, and continues to do what she can to continue to spread that awareness, but also meet the goal of those 6 wishes for this year.
And you've already granted the first wish. I know you've raised enough to grant 4. We're working on adopting the others, but the first one that you've granted, you got to take to be a part of it. Can you just tell us a little bit about that, about Andrew's wish and Andrew's wish to get a puppy, and what it meant to you all to be a part of it?
Yeah, so the impact that it had on us, like I mentioned earlier, was amazing, but also to see it from the other side, to be able to back in September, just a couple months ago, Kinsley was able to grant a golden doodle puppy to Andrew, and to see it's again the impact that had on Andrew, and not only the day that when Kinsley handed the puppy over to him, but also just, there's not a week that goes by that we're not receiving messages from Andrew's mom, who just continues to talk about how excited Andrew is and how this has become, Biscuit, his name has become Andrew's new best friend. So, again, it's just humbling as a parent to be able to see it, to be able to experience that with Andrew and his family, and to see that bond that Kinsley and Andrew instantly had as she was handing over that puppy.
And that's great. We're looking forward to granting many more wishes like Andrew's. So Kinsley, you got to hand Andrew the puppy. Was that just a really super cool experience?
Yeah.
Did you get to pet and play with Biscuit?
Yeah.
That's great. Well, we do appreciate what you guys have done for our organization. Obviously, we're happy to have been able to grant Kinsley's wish. To send you guys on a Disney cruise, and for what you are able to do for us post-wish is just remarkable, and we thank you very much. Vanessa, back to you. So what, we talked a little bit the other day about potentially making environmental assistance part of your career. So talk about your post-school aspirations and potentially what your wish could have played a part in.
Well, it did have an impact, like with my school. So I'm doing like a homeschool, like part-time thingy. It's complicated, but I think like with Full Ocean, like it really opened my mind. Like anything that's like related with science, environment, and like especially with like my diagnosis. So I'm really like thinking about like, for example,
Medical research.
yeah, medical research or like anything that's like related. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
What would you say to, it's just for any of you in the family, what would you say to those people who help fund our operation? You help us raise the money to go out and grant wishes, to send a family from Canada or send a family on a Disney cruise. What would you tell them that the wish has an impact on you all? Why does a wish matter?
So actually, Vanessa, when we went to Florida, Vanessa, 2 days after we arrived in Montreal, Vanessa, she was getting operated for the 5th time. So that time that we were there was really a great moment for us. First of all, not to think about that operation, that was a very important one for us, but to be just spend time in a family and be grateful about that moment that we had. So at the end of the day, I think what you guys do and what Quebec here, the Make-A-Wish in Quebec did was something really unbelievable for us. And just to be able as a family to have some time, not thinking about what we were going through and what was expecting us once we were getting home, was something really great and definitely made a huge difference in our lives. Those 10 days, they honestly was amazing for us to be able to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for the kids, it gives them that hope, because it's a break from their, their routine, and they're really focused on their happiness, right? So, and I think it helps with their well-being, and it continues even after that, which is what we've experienced, and we see it with Kinsley as well. So I think we're very grateful with Make-A-Wish, and I think, I'm speaking on behalf of all the Make-A-Wish parents and family. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Adam, same question for you. So what would you say if you had the opportunity to talk to a Make-A-Wish donor or a group of donors, which actually you are right now, and what the wish means to your family and the impact, the lifelong impact that it may have?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that what Make-A-Wish does is truly changes the life of not only the Wish kids, but also the families. Seeing it again, both on the side of receiving a wish, but also to see the impact that has on other families that we've been fortunate enough to be a part of. It's, and a lot of the same things that Vanessa and her family have mentioned there is it truly makes a difference. And, there's a lot of options out there to support a lot of different organizations, but seeing the impact that it truly has on the families and those kids to allow them to focus on something much more positive. So many of these families, just like ours, we're going through the most difficult time in their life, and a period of darkness that's hard to even process and explain to people, but to be able to come full circle and to focus on something, focus on that happiness, and just see that, see Kinsley and a lot of the other Wish, kids light up in a way that they haven't for months and years, because they're able to focus on something that they're enjoying so much, and being able to spend that time with family is, again, you can't put a price tag on that. And I think that's the impact that Make-A-Wish has on everybody involved. it's been amazing.
Well, we have multiple questions in our chat box wondering how they get themselves some of Kinsley's cookies. So can you tell us how one would go about buying some of Kinsley's cookies?
Yeah, there is an option on our website, kinsleyscookiecart.org, where you can purchase cookies on there. We also, we do a lot of different local events. Right now, that's all on hold. But hopefully, as things continue to improve, we'll be able to get our cookie cart back out to various places. And there's certainly no shortage of sugar in the cookies. So she loves decorating the sugar cookies with icing and lots of sprinkles. So hopefully, once those activities resume, we'll be able to have cookies to be able to pass out there as well. But there is an option to purchase cookies on our website as well.
Kinsleyscookiecart.org. I'll give you a plug for that. And I bought some myself. They are delicious. So if there's anyone out there that would love to support Kinsley's Cookie Cart, please go ahead and do that. We have a question that, Kinsley, when you're not baking cookies, are you baking anything else?
Sometimes I bake brownies.
Brownies. And there was something that I saw you and your brother were making the other day. That wasn't a cookie or a brownie. What was it?
What would you make with Grammy?
We made pumpkin donuts.
Pumpkin donuts. That's nice. Okay, so we have a couple of comments in our chat box as well. It says, you are both an inspiration, restoring our belief that no matter the challenges we face in life, we all have the power to make a difference. Thank you. And then Kinsley, thank you for what you do. You're the best little warrior. So I do want to thank Vanessa and her parents, Kinsley and your dad, Adam, for being here today. Thank you for being panelists. Thank you for everybody that attended and asked such great questions. You guys are an inspiration to us, to our supporters, our donors, our organization. And this was one of my favorite webinars that we've done because it's so inspiring. And we thank you for giving back, for not looking at your wish as an opportunity to help others as well. I would invite everybody to be on the lookout for invitations for our next webinar, which is the Gift of a Wish, which will take Wednesday, December 16th. We thank you for your continued support and hope you can continue to count on you help kids and young adults like Kinsley and Vanessa as we move forward in 2020 and 2021. Have a great day and stay safe.